This is $130 worth of groceries in Canada.
You know, I actually just got back from the grocery store yesterday and I ended up getting some groceries, spending more than I would like, and I ended up grabbing some garbage instant coffee here because I'm not going to be spending as much money on coffee like Tim Hortons and McDonald's. Sometimes you've seen me drink them in videos. Now I'm going to be going with the old Yeti right here. Nice Maple Leaf garbage coffee here, but hopefully it gets me through the morning and gets me through all these videos because I'm going to need something to watch some of these crazy grocery hauls which really get me sick to my stomach. Oh, with that being said, let's take a look at the first video.
Somebody please tell me how the hell this small amount of stuff just came to $218. How?
Because you're in Canada.
Somebody tell me. This was literally 3 bags of groceries. 3 bags. $218? Like, are you joking? Guys, this is not okay anymore. Like, we have a serious fucking problem here in Canada. Like, why? Why is this happening? This isn't even gonna last, not even 5 days. $200, $220, not even 4 to 5 days that's gonna last. And that's only for 2 people. Like, this is not. We need help in Canada. Hello, somebody, the government, whoever the fuck is trying to fuck us in the asshole. Hello.
Oh God, sorry for the vulgar language. This really makes me think about the consumer price index and the consumer price inflation, the CPI data that they gather to actually judge whether or not things are going up in price and how much inflation is actually out there. Because as we look at the consumer price index right here, you can see that according to this, we had the highest inflation actually in 2022, 2023. We were actually paying more for groceries, or at least the inflation was higher, and then it went all the way back down to close to the levels of 2020. In 2020, I felt like prices were really cheap right before things started to spike in 2021. So I don't know if these graphs are just completely made up because I don't feel like the prices have come down at all. Maybe inflation slowed down, but it doesn't mean that prices are going to go back to the way they were before, which is really unsettling considering grocery prices seem to be even more expensive now than they were 2 years ago when we had this biggest spike in inflation.
Canadian grocery prices are absolutely out of control. I want to show you what I just got and just guess what this cost me. Okay, I got a package of spring mix, 1 package of chicken breast. These were actually on sale, so that's a pretty good price for chicken here in Canada. 3 tomatoes, 2 potatoes, soy sauce, a little San Pellegrino, package of bubbly, coffee cream, salad dressing, and chicken strips. This is not a lot of food. How much do we think this was?
Let's guess. Okay, so I'm going to say $80.
$73.55. Are we so for real right now? This is not $73 worth of groceries. Like, what? Like, a few years ago, I swear this would have been like maybe $40.
I'm actually pretty close. I live in Canada, so I know how bad the grocery prices are. So I got a pretty close estimation as to what the grocery prices would be here. But it does feel like less healthy food now is getting more expensive, which should give people at least a little bit pause when it comes to buying these items, because this next grocery haul is mostly stuff that I would deem to be unhealthy, and the price is crazy.
This is $130 worth of groceries in Canada. 1 pack of meat. Got some lunch meat, some fruit, some bread. Obviously, the most expensive thing is the Red Bull, but this is ridiculous.
Like the Lunchmates and those hot dogs, you know, just processed garbage food, but you're going to be paying up for it now. Even for like the all beef, like no name hot dogs that I used to get when I was trying to save money back in college, I think you can get like a package of them for like $1. Now those same packages are almost $3, which is crazy to see because it's really unhealthy too. This is usually something you just buy because you had literally no money to buy anything else. Now, if you're going to be looking at alternatives to that, you could probably do a little better at the grocery store, but I'm not saying that they shouldn't be purchasing groceries. I'm just saying next time people can alter their behavior a little bit, but regardless, it's still pretty crappy because if you like the food that you like and you see these prices going up on a daily basis, it can be alarming. But what's more alarming is people from other countries living here, and they've even noticed how bad the grocery prices are, and it's actually uniting a lot of people for the same cause, which is lower the price of goddamn groceries.
This is what I'm saying. Moving from a country where people will judge you without even really knowing that they're judging you based on where you do your food food shopping. Back in the day, Netto in the UK, if you know, you know. There's no infighting in Canada because we're all just collectively angry at the price of groceries. Tell me why I went to go get some cheese yesterday. I thought I'm going to treat myself to some brie because I really fancy some brie and tomatoes on toast. $19.99. I remember when I was a kid, we had a cupboard full of tin food just in case we needed it. Ration food, if you will. Tins of tuna, tins of soup, tins of fucking Spam. Tell me why Spam is $7. Tell me why tuna at certain places is over 10. Like, that is fucking insane. I just think in a country where food is that expensive, where everyone collectively, regardless really of income level, is like, I cannot believe that this one food item costs this much. There's so much more collective rage between people that no one has the fucking time or energy to really judge you based on where you shop. And I also think it's hard to compare because I feel like people who were born and raised in Canada really don't, and like, I'm not saying this is a flaw, but like really don't understand the intricacies in classism and a hierarchy in the UK. Like, it's so difficult to explain. People will buy Tesco value, like cheap food for themselves, and if they know they have a social event, they will go get M&S's Finest because there's a social, like, unspoken rule that you just are not going to be cheap around other people. And people, specifically like middle class or like upper working class people, like it's a stigma. There's a stigma around buying cheap food and being seen with cheap food. I remember in school, in one of my food tech lessons, we had to make spaghetti bolognese one lesson, and my dad gave me a tin of meatloaf because he didn't want to buy minced beef for me to bring in. And I was like, what the fuck do I have to go into school with a tin of fucking meatloaf? I can't explain it unless you've been in that situation. It's such a weird experience. But moving to a country where fucking frozen chicken wings are $22.99, tell me why. And I agree, even wealthy people in this country don't want to be fucking ripped off for their groceries. It doesn't seem like anyone has the mental capacity to judge where anyone does their shopping because it is just so ridiculous right now.
Now, this is a breakdown of the prices in Canada in 2025. So these are the averages. Let me know if you think they're off. This is what Google is saying here. 2 liters of milk, $5.30. 675 grams of white bread, $3.47. 2 kilograms of white rice, $8.60. 454 grams of butter, $5.78. 1 kilogram of ground beef, $14.25. 1 kilogram of chicken breast, $12.76. 1 dozen eggs, $4.75. 1 kilogram of apples, $4.93. Now, I think some of these prices kind of vary from store to store. This is the average based on what I'm seeing on Google, which is the AI overview. So I'm guessing it's compiling a bunch of data from different places. But this also makes me realize how insane it was during the pandemic when they had dairy farmers literally just dumping out their milk. I remember watching a bunch of videos on Instagram of them just literally destroying their own product. And now you see people paying 3 times the price for cheese and dairy products, which is really sad because I remember a time where they were so cheap. In fact, during the pandemic, a lot of the stuff was on sale because they didn't want it to get spoiled. And the amount of food waste that you have at grocery stores is crazy because I was working during the pandemic for about 2 months in a grocery store just because I wanted to help out and I was a little bit bored working from home, kind of needed to socialize a little bit. But at the end of the night, we would literally toss out so much food that it was baffling. A lot of this food could be used to actually help homeless people, and feed the needy, but instead it just gets thrown out. Now, I'm sure there's different laws in place there, sanitary laws, whatever it is, to produce that type of outcome, but still, it was really disheartening to say the least.
What $153 get you in groceries in Canada? Some towel, protein bar, a little bit of beef, a little bit of pork, tomatoes, cucumber, broccoli, sauce. $153.
Now think about how many meals you can actually get going out for that price now. 3 meals a day. Some people don't eat 3 meals a day. Some people only eat 2 meals a day. Now, I think 3 meals a day sometimes, depending on the day, if you're not working a lot or if you're not going to the gym or anything like that, I don't think it's 100% necessary to have 3 big meals a day. But that is crazy to see, $153. Now, she did say a little bit of meat, a little bit of pork, a little bit of beef. It looks like it was a little bit more than just a little bit. I think all of that meat could probably last you at least a week to 2 weeks, depending on how many times you're making meals and obviously how many meal preps you are doing with all that meat. But that is pretty alarming.
I knew that Canada's inflation has been so bad, and I've just accepted this. Like, you know, I go to the grocery store, I just know this. It's and prices are getting higher and higher, and you have to try and beat it the best way you can by like having multiple jobs and whatever. That is what Canada is at. And if I'm here, I totally understand that. But when I tell you that this is outrageous, this is freaking outrageous. I bought a celery bunch, and this lady at Walmart goes to put in the code for the celery, and she puts in the wrong code, which is fine. She got rid of it after. But she puts in a code for cantaloupe. A cantaloupe. And the price came to $54. 54. $4. She removed it from my belt. I still have it on my belt. If you need proof, I will send you fucking proof. But $54 for a cantaloupe? Cantaloupes aren't even good. Like, they're gross. Like, do you know how many steaks you can buy for a cantaloupe? Too. But what?
I mean, $54 for a cantaloupe seems a little bit off. I'm not sure if she was reading that correctly. I'm not saying she's wrong. I don't think she's lying necessarily. It could have been a big bundle of cantaloupes. Maybe it was a crate of cantaloupes. But $54 would be insane. If that ever came to be true one day, I think we gotta all say it's time to either change the currency or get the heck out of this country. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you aren't new to the channel. Also, let me know down below the craziest price you saw recently at a grocery store.